This is your before and after story. Prepare for an incredible career in nursing. At Southeastern College, experience expert hands-on training. Learn real-world skills in our professional lab and simulated settings. And train for opportunities as a practical nurse, registered nurse, or career advancement with our RN to BSN program. At Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
This is Cashing Out on VSiN, the sports betting network.
All right, welcome into Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo. Another hour begins now right here on VSiN, and we've got a busy hour ahead. Our friend Tony Cutillo, host of The Tony Cutillo Show on YouTube. You've also heard him on SiriusXM Fantasy Radio. He's going to be joining us here shortly. He's got his best NBA and MLB bets for an upcoming Wednesday slate here on the program. We're going to dive into some remaining live action that we've got. Take a look at the Crown Basketball Classic. We're going to hear from Circa CEO Derek Stevens on a program he was on earlier in the day right here on VSiN, giving his take on that entire debacle. Pulled in several states from the board the day of the first games, in some cases after the inaugural game, the Butler-Utah contest, had already concluded. Some tickets were voided. We're going to dive into all that and more. Make sure you follow the show on Twitter at @TheJoeCeraulo. Tweet at us. Best tweets will get read on air and shared with the rest of our Cashing Out family. Want your best bets, your hottest takes? Send them all our way, and we'll share them with the rest of the audience. Some live action still going on the court. It's Minnesota taking a lead over Denver. They were down 1 at the break last time we checked in at halftime. And the T-Wolves now up 84-81 as the fourth quarter has just gotten underway. Minnesota live line laying 1.5, money line minus 155. Denver plus $1.20 on the money line there. Jokic, 33 points, 9 boards for the Nuggets. Only 4 assists, not looking like a triple-double, is on the radar tonight there. Aaron Gordon's got 11. Christian Braun has 13. No Jamal Murray for the Nuggets in this one. For Minnesota, Rudy Gobert, double-double, 14 and 10. Jules Randle, 17. How about Nickeil Alexander-Walker leading the way with 18 off the bench? Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, only 10. 3 of 11 from the floor. 1 of 7 from 3. 6 boards, 5 assists, doing some of the other things, but only 10 points from Edwards. And the Nuggets going a little, 8-0 run? 7-0 run? As the Nuggets now lead 86-84 in this one. And the odds have shifted back to Denver, laying 2.5, right where they were pre-flop, just about. More on that to come. We'll keep you updated before the conclusion there. San Diego trying everything they can do to one-sidedly get the over in that one. 6-0 Padres in the 8th. That total was 7.5. So let's see if the Padres, who seem like they are well on their way to yet another win, what would be a 6-0 start to their season. They've got 1 on, no outs, bottom of the 8th. Jorge Cantillo on the bump for Cleveland in relief. Padres, if they put up an 8th spot, get to the over themselves. Like I said, they are on their way to 6-0. The Dodgers are 6-0, looking to make it 7-0 against the 0-5 Braves. How about that? And we touched on that earlier in the first hour of the program. Said the Dodgers, they were down 1-0. They were plus 140 on the money line. It was the 5th inning. Chris Sale was already at about 65 pitches through 4. I said, what does he have left? 2 innings? Well, he only went 1 more inning. Gave up a couple runs, 2-run homer, Mookie Betts. Great story right there with Mookie. And the Dodgers lead 2-1, bottom of the 6th. Pierce Johnson in, Braves bullpen. LA with a guy on third, 1 out, and the catcher, Will Smith, up for the Dodgers. So they're now leading. Chris Sale, who was the Braves' big advantage in this game, is now out of the game. Dustin May looked fantastic through 5 innings, 6 Ks, 1 run allowed. And the Dodgers, who were plus $1.40 live in the 5th inning, are now sitting there unreal. They get the run in. How did Will Smith do it? Not seeing how the runs scored, if it was a sac fly or if it was a base knock, but it's 3-1 Dodgers, and they are minus 1150 on the live line now. They were plus 140. That seems like that was the right side. Cubbies up 7-4 in Sacramento against the Athletics. Kyle Tucker, 4th home run of the year, hit another one. Unreal. And the Tigers up 4-1 in the 9th against the Seattle Mariners and their anemic offense. They're down to their last out. Guy on second, 2 dead. Luke Raley at the dish. First baseman hitting 5th, 0 for 3 on the night. Tommy Kahnle, former Yankee, on the bump for Detroit. Pitch 1 is ball 1. Mariners night, for all intents and purposes, seems like it's over. Folks, you know what's not over? Your chance to win by playing the ponies. Take your betting to the next level with our friends over at First Bet. Whether it's Santa Anita, Gulfstream Park, or the road to the Kentucky Derby, First Bet puts the action right at your fingertips. Sign up now, firstbet.com. That's the number 1, stbet.com, promo code VEASAN200. You could score a 20% rebate, all wagers for the first 60 days, right up to $200. Don't miss out. Bet smarter today at firstbet.com. So live action in baseball, 4 games still underway, although the Seattle-Detroit game is right about to wrap up, and it might be over as it's off the board. There it is. Raley, ground ball, right side. 3-U on your scorecard as the Tigers' first baseman takes it to the bag unassisted. That'll do it. Kahnle with the save. 4-1. Detroit leaves Seattle with a win this evening. San Diego tacks on another 7-0. Gonna be a sweat to that over. Gosh. If someone told you the total 7.5, Padres put up 7. Wouldn't you think the over got home? Let's see if San Diego can single-handedly do it. Will Smith, by the way, looked like he knocked in that run with a double. So, guy on second, 2 outs for the Dodgers as they're up 3-1, bottom 6. Padres still have no outs in the bottom of the 8th, so still a fighting chance with 1 on and none out that they can get to 8 runs themselves here. We'll keep an eye on that. Want to talk about the college basketball crown for a minute. USC and Tulane underway. The Trojans a commanding double-digit lead in this one in the nightcap. Villanova, big winning cover earlier. UCF squeaked by Oregon State, did not cover. Cincinnati, big winning cover against DePaul in Tuesday's earlier games. But obviously, all the talk around the college basketball crown has been the last-minute situation regarding gambling, and some states pulling it, saying it's not regulated, it's not an NCAA-sanctioned event. So after Butler, Utah was underway, it gets pulled in a few states. Great job by a lot of my colleagues here on VSiN, on the network, pulling in guests, Johnny Avello from DraftKings, others to talk about this. But earlier today, Circa's own CEO Derek Stevens stopped by to give his take on the ongoing situation. And let's hear what Derek had to say about it.
It was a little bit chaotic because every state has different rulings. They have different regulations. Like we know, like some states will allow you to book Nathan's hot dog eating champion, and others won't. It's very normal that we would think about that. You can't book that in Nevada, but we could book it in Colorado. And we have booked it in Colorado every year we could. We've not booked it here. Well, I think the flaw here comes down to one thing. Because this is something new and it's novel, it is not sanctioned by the NCAA. Because remember, the NCAA owns the NIT. Well, this is a competitor to the NIT, and it's going to put the NIT out of business effectively because this crown's a much better business model for a million reasons. And NCAA put some complaints out there to some governing bodies, and a few listened to them, and they took it off the board. So that's kind of what happened. I think it's not something that down the road will ever be a problem. It's just I think everyone made the assumption, well, it's college basketball. What do we have to get approval for? That's the issue because it was something new. Look at all these other basketball tournaments we're booking.
Absolutely.
I mean, you gotta admit, you're scratching your head. Like, how are we allowed to book some of this 3-on-3 stuff or Athletes Unlimited or whatever? And nobody really thought about why do you have to? This is college basketball. You got Big Ten teams, you got Big East teams, you got legit referees. So I think there's a little bit of a an application submission process that caused a problem, and then every state took their own path.
I mean, it's certainly a bizarre situation, and I love the input and the insight there that Derek was able to provide on with Mitch and Paulie on with the Follow the Money Boys. But I got to say, one thing for this college basketball crown to survive, if it's really going to put the NIT out of business, you need better teams. You need better teams. You can't have DePaul and Colorado at 14-20 when UC Irvine, and I say this confidently, would wax both of those teams. You know, I mean, the conference stuff, that's my gripe with the college basketball crown, is that it was so focused on power conference, that you got teams that suck in this tournament. UC Irvine, that's good basketball. North Texas, Chattanooga, Loyola, San Francisco, better basketball than DePaul, Tulane, Colorado. Some of these teams in the crown, I mean, no business playing postseason basketball. Love the idea of the tournament. Gotta, hammer out the betting stuff, but love the idea of the tournament. Just goodness, give us a better product. Colorado Buffaloes. What an embarrassment of a team they were all year. 14-20. They don't belong postseason play. They belong on the practice court. 14-20. We got to watch another. I mean, Villanova was free money. If you got the Wildcats, good on you. Gave him out on the show yesterday. I didn't. Father Knows Bets gave him out. George Ceraulo did, the correct Ceraulo. He's 4-0 thus far with his 7 bets this week. 2 more to come. Waiting on that total. San Diego, Cleveland. That would make him 5-0, pending his 2 Final Four plays. Never going to hear the end of it. Padres, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Araya's up, their most contact-prone hitter. If he connects on one, it'll be 9-0, and that'll be 5-0 going into the Final Four for George Ceraulo. How about that? He's going to take my damn job. Tony Cutillo up next. Best bets on the diamond. It's cashing out. Joe Ceraulo.
Cashing out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing out continues with me, Joe Ceraulo, taking you through the late hours of your Tuesday night right into your Wednesday morning here on the program. We've got another heavy MLB slate coming up on Wednesday. I can't think of anyone I'd rather break it down with than our guy, host of the Tony Cutillo Show. You can catch him from time to time on Sirius XM Fantasy Radio. Tony Cutillo joining us here on the Progressive Guest Line. My man, how are you? Your Phillies made me some money against Colorado the other day. That was a blast. How you doing? How you feeling about the Phils' start to the season?
Hey, listen, man, those Braves are 0-6. The Mets are 2-3. I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. Those the torpedo bat range is fired up, man. But all in all, I think the biggest thing for me in Philadelphia is just the pitching, man. Like, the pitching is exactly as advertised, and it couldn't make me happier.
Yeah, you could have left it at, the Braves are 0-6. That would have sufficed. But okay, this is what we do apparently now. We take digs at each other every week. I love it. Tony, let's go let's go right to Citizens Bank Ballpark before this gets ugly. Kyle Freeland on the bump for Colorado. What do you like in, what is this, the second game of the series? They had like a weird random day off after the opener?
I don't understand it, man. Like, I literally, I went and put the TV on at 7 o'clock. I was like, wait a minute, the Phillies aren't on. Like, I was like, this is the weirdest thing. I don't get what Major League Baseball does, but listen,
and especially they had the day game for the opener, by the way, too. They have the day game, so no need to have off the next day. Just play a night game.
It does a 3 o'clock game the day before. Listen, made no sense. But I mean, I guess that's why we're here talking the way we are, and we're not in Major League Baseball. But one thing I do know is Kyle Freeland, he could strike out some Phillies, and the Phillies like to strike out a lot. So as much as they put out runs, listen, they have 35 strikeouts already in the first 4 games this year. So, I mean, they like to strike out. And the last 2 starts against the Phillies, in Citizens Bank Park, Kyle Freeland has 13 strikeouts. So to get the over 4.5 Ks to me just seems like a gift. It really does.
Yeah, especially Freeland coming in from the left side. You got Schwarber, you got Harper, a lot of left-handed power bats, Stott down the lineup a little bit. So definitely, a team this is what happens when you're built a little bit, all or nothing, right? Harper, opening day, had the big home run, right? Schwarber with his Schwar bombs. They are a bit of an all or nothing team down there in Philly. So never a terrible thing to take a K prop against them. Maybe also go over on earned runs allowed, because while they strike out, they do score. Speaking of pop, you've got a couple home run props for us. Let's talk my team, Mets in Miami. Well, where are you going with this one, Tony? I'm a little surprised. Man,
this is one of those bombers, man. I get these epiphanies, man. I'm gonna go with my man Jesse Winker. He's won me a lot of home run prop money over the last couple of years. And right now he's plus 1,200. This is a crazy, crazy one. But here's the thing: he's facing Connor Gillespie, man. Seriously, he's a relief pitcher. Okay, making only his second start. And last start, he gave up 4 hits with 4 walks. I know he struck out 4 in 5 innings, but that just means to me he makes mistakes. And if you make mistakes as a guy who comes in against a power guy in Jesse Winker, he's going to put it over the fence. So I'm going to go Jesse Winker to hit a home run, man, against my man Gillespie.
Man, I love Winker. I'm so glad he's back, I should say, with the Mets, because this is a guy who was so instrumental to the culture of the team down the stretch a year ago. 12-1 is some serious juice. I said before the series that I was going to bet Alonso every game until he hit one, and we did it first game. We got there plus 390, so stayed away game 2. We'll stay away game 3 as well. But how about a different first baseman? For Boston, maybe. Camden Yards, what are you targeting there?
Yeah, man, listen, I love getting home run props in Camden Yards. And I know Boston has not been great so far, right? But Tristan Casas, I'm going to go. He gets a day off to regroup, start off 1 for 16. You get the day off, you come back, you feel a little rejuvenated. And it's a good pitcher to flip the script on. Now, Zach Eflin had a really good start, but he only struck out 2. Okay, and that's the thing. He only surrendered 2 hits. Now, the one thing about Zach Eflin, I have a lot of experience with him. You do too, being in the NL East. He throws a lot of flat pitches, likes to leave them out over the plate. When you throw hard and you leave them out over the plate, you're going to get smashed. So I think the epiphany was he played against the Blue Jays and he only gave up the 2 hits. Now I think that Boston gets back on track, and I think Casas has a really good play against Eflin.
I hope this Boston team gets back on track. I've got them to win the AL East, man, and I need Rafael Devers to wake the hell up. I said yesterday on the program, I'll reiterate, Devers might need a 10-day IL stint under the terms of a psych evaluation. I mean, what's going on in his head? 19 at-bats to start the year, 15 strikeouts? Got to get his head right.
I mean, sometimes he was talking a lot of smack in spring training, but I'll tell you, man, sometimes the mental aspect is crazy. You start overthinking things. You start getting, this could really have a domino effect. I know it's funny when you say 10-day IL stint, but you could be really onto something, because sometimes you got to take a step back, breathe a little bit, and then come back and get back on track. So I don't know, man, but he does not
look at that.
Look right at all.
Look at that, Tony. Look at the odds movement. Talk about an overreaction. Odds movement in such a long 162-game season, they typically don't happen to that extent. 25-1 AL MVP opening day, 80-1 now.
That might be the biggest move I've ever seen.
In less than the first week of the season. We're not even a full weekend on a 162-game season that spans 6 full months.
In a way, I think it tells us something, right? Like we were just talking about, people, Vegas is watching this. The odds makers are watching this. He just does not look right. And they think that this is going to linger on. And the longer this lingers on, the less and less he becomes, to get those production numbers to get up in that MVP race. So,
we see pitchers sometimes, go on like a phantom IL stint, and they'll say tired arm, dead arm.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just have the yips. Rafael Devers, it's like he's got the yips for hitting. Like he's just, his timing is off. The strikeout numbers are absurd.
That's the thing. He's not even making contact, right? That maybe listen, Justin Tucker had the yips too, and he had to go to the massage parlor. So maybe we need to get Rafi some massage parlor trips or something. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness, Tony. Hey, how about a guy who's a little better at making contact? Let's take it to Great American Ballpark. Maybe Devers just needs a trip there. That's a bandbox, although you wouldn't tell based on the 1-0 game Tuesday night. But what are you targeting there from a hitter's perspective on Wednesday?
Well, I'll tell you what, I did this number before the Nathan Eovaldi game, right? And I like it even more now with Matt McClain going over 1.5. I love the HRR bets. The hits plus runs plus RBIs are my favorite. This is a young slugger we already were excited about. He's hit the over 3 of 5 games, already has 3 home runs. And looking at what they did tonight by getting shut out, 99 pitches under 100, right? And you look at them facing Mr. Leiter, it's an 8.883 ERA from last year. Now, he pitched well on opening day, but still gave up 5 hits in 5 innings. And that's what I look at. And by the way, it was Boston. We just talked about Boston. So he pitched well against Boston. He goes to Great American Ballpark. Just like you said, it's a bandbox. They're going to be hungry tomorrow, man. Matt McClain over 1.5 HRR. I'm getting it in.
I like that. Now, Nathan Eovaldi shoved, pulled a Maddox complete game shutout under 100 pitches. How about the red starter on Wednesday? What are you targeting out of Hunter Green?
I love Hunter Green, man. Like I had him on opening day. I'm going to continue to ride on. This is a hard throwing pitcher. To get 8 or 9 strikeouts to him is nothing, and the over is 6.5. There's no way. And I will tell you this: talk about line movement, Joe. Like, so everybody knows, I had this bet when it first came out. It was plus money. The props come out late at 10 o'clock. It was plus money. Guess what? It's not plus money anymore. So when you get in that quick, man, I think get 8 Ks on opening day against San Fran, and he's only got over 6.5. One game versus Texas in his career, he had 6 strikeouts, 97 Ks in 80 innings pitched at home, dating back to last year. That's a big accomplishment when you talk about that ballpark.
I love it. I love the play. Hunter Green is just, if this guy could stay healthy, one of the most dynamic, exciting pitchers in all of baseball. I mean, you look at that division, Green and Skeens. If those two guys just stay healthy year in, year out, I mean, going head to head, no better treat in baseball. Speaking of treats, folks, you can get a VSiN Pro subscription for just $9.99 your first 30 days. I know the tournament's winding down, but the action never stops, right? MLB is back. NBA, NHL playoffs around the corner. Masters draft coming up. It's Final 4 week. Stay ahead of all these great betting opportunities with a VSiN Pro sub for just $9.99. That means you'll get daily best bets from VSiN hosts and our terrific guests like Tony Cutillo. Exclusive betting splits from DraftKings and Circa. 24/7 video access on the VSiN Watch app. And our great betting guides like the MLB season guide and the upcoming Kentucky Derby betting guide. No matter the sport, VSiN Pro's got you covered. Sign up now, VSiN.com/subscribe, $9.99 your first 30 days. Tony, I love the Hunter Green pick. Like I mentioned, I coincidentally brought up Skeens. He's taking the bump too. First 2 games of the day. Green, 9:40 a.m. Pacific time. Skeens, 10:10 a.m. taking on Tampa Bay. Can't wait for these Wednesday pitching matchups. A lot of aces on the bump. A lot more to come on Cashing Out. More winners, more picks up next. Don't go anywhere. You're locked in with me, Joe Ceraulo, right here on VSiN.
Welcome back to Cashing Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with me, Joe Ceraulo, taking you through the late hours of your Tuesday night into your Wednesday morning, alongside our buddy Tony Cutillo, kind enough to be with us on the Progressive Guest Line here. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Rise with Tony. Check out the Tony Cutillo Show on YouTube as well. Tony, I got that right. YouTube, where else can you get it?
Yeah, it's everywhere, bro. Like YouTube, mainly YouTube, but YouTube, Twitch, Apple, Spotify, everywhere where you get your podcast from. Do the video, do the podcast. It's a big production.
Love it. I love it, my man. Hey, let's get into this Wednesday NBA slate, Tony. I got a hell of a finish coming up in the Mile High City, Minnesota, up on Denver here. 111 to 110. some late night basketball on the East Coast over by you, huh? 90 seconds to go, 1-point game. But a locked and loaded Wednesday slate I want to get to with you. Washington, Sacramento. You got a couple plays, a play on each side here. What do you like from the home team, from the Wizards?
Man, I feel so bad. Can we feel bad for Jordan Poole? Like, honestly, like,
I don't know. Can we? Because the guy seemed more concerned with chasing the bag than winning games, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, look, he gets punched in the face by Draymond, gets kicked out of Golden State, goes to Washington. Okay, chase the bag, but now he's the only guy. Like, that's it. That's all you have is Jordan Poole, right? So we're going to go Jordan Poole over 2.5 rebounds. The reason why I like this number, again, is plus money. Still right now, you get a plus 120. Really good number. He hovers around 2 to 3 consistently. Obviously, he's a one-man show. He almost beat Miami the other night single-handedly. He just came up short because he has nobody, right? But he's averaging 3 rebounds a game for the entire season. Sacramento shoots the ball a ton. This game should be paced high enough for multiple opportunities on the run in order for him to get a couple boards, man. To get 3 rebounds in this game to me, Joe, it just seems like a lock. So I got to take it, especially at plus money.
You love a plus money play. Not necessarily one here, but looks like a good play. How about on the Sacktown side of things? What do you like out of Keegan Murray?
Yeah, this is a total personal vendetta bet. How's that? Okay. Every time I've bet the over on Keegan Murray at over 2.5, he's boned me. He could have 3 games in a row where he's on fire. When I bet him, boom, he craps the bet, right? So I'm going to go the opposite way, and I'm going to pick the under. Now, he's been under 5 or 7 games. I want to see if this burns me or not. But his totals are being inflated a little bit because he had 1 game, 9-13. So everybody thinks, oh, he's going to be shooting threes. He's going to be shooting threes. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. This game's not going to be about the three. It's going to be about run and gun. So I like him under 2.5 3-pointers made. And again, like I said, this guy's burned me so much. I'm going to flip the script a little bit on him and see if that bad juju works in my favor.
I love it, Tony. The personal vendetta. Indiana taking on Charlotte on Wednesday. The Pacers only laying 2 touchdowns, 14.5 against the lowly Hornets. What do you like on the Indiana side here?
Yeah, listen, one guy I've always loved to bet on and love to play is Andrew Nemhard. Like, he just does a lot for me. You know, I know he's inconsistent with his point totals, but when he's under 10, meaning, you know, that number is under 10, we're telling over 9.5, I got to go for it, man. Like, I know it's inconsistent. You can pull up his totals, he'll hit 7, 16, 4, 16, but he's only been double digits 2 of the last 5 games. The thing I like about it, when he plays in space with speed, he produces. And this is what this game's going to be all about, Indiana and Charlotte. So both of those games where he went to 2 were 16 or more. So I do think he hits double-digit games, especially, like I said, you always got to look at the opponent, look at those totals, and this is the kind of game where he gets that double-digit number.
I love it. 2 plays on the Hornets side of things here. How about the big man who I'm sure wishes he was in Los Angeles right now and not in Charlotte? What do you like out of Mark Williams?
Mark Williams is one of those guys. He's like a fantasy dream, man. This dude just lights it up, whether it be from the stat sheet, from the rebounds to the points. It doesn't matter when it gets PRA, when it is combos. We're going to go over 14.5 points. Now, like I said, this game total's already up there at one of the top 3 for the slate. So 30-plus minutes will give him the over. When he hits 30 or 31 minutes, he's always going to go 18 or more his last 2 games, over 3 of the last 5. And again, second chance points in this game will be key. And that will get him to that next level. So if you're only worried about him getting 10 or 11, just think about the couple extra rebounds he's going to get above the rim. That'll get him up to that 15 to 16 number. That's why I like him at over 14.5.
One more play from the Charlotte side, Tony. What do you got? What else in this game?
Yeah, let's go with the dimes, man. Miles Bridges, another guy that gets forgotten about because he plays in Charlotte. He just fills up the stat sheet considerably. He's hit the over 2 of the last 3 and missed. The only one he missed, he only played 22 minutes. So that's the thing. So don't look at that one miss and say, oh, wait, yeah, but it's only played 22 minutes. The other 2 games were 30 or more, right? So I like the matchup, obviously, versus Indy. That's why I have Mark Williams. It gives them more ops with the dimes based on the play, like we talked about earlier, the run and gun, getting ready, you know, pick and roll style. Like, I love this play a lot. It's really, if it was over 5, Like 5.5 or 6, I wouldn't take it. But because it's under 5 or 4.5, I'm all in.
Tony, I love it. Great stuff. 5 best bets. More NBA games I want to get your thoughts on. But before we continue with the NBA picks, I want to ask you something that you brought up during the commercial break before we came back here. How are you feeling about the upcoming vote on the tush push? What do you need? 24 votes to overturn it, right? So it would be 8 or 9 to keep it going. Do you think you have the votes, Tony?
Oh, I have so many thoughts on this, Joe, and I know everybody's going to say
we got 5 minutes, man. Let's hear them.
I know, I know everybody's going to say I'm biased because I am in Philly,
and they're going to be right about that, Tony.
I want to look at this, obviously, like through a full lens, right? Where I'll just say I'm not in Philly, right? I don't understand this at all. I've never seen anything like that. Honestly, like the one play that other teams have tried to emulate and can't do it. So let's just pick this play. And you know what? I look at the guys I used to really get behind, man. Like Sean McDermott, get out. I'm no longer a McDermott guy. I'm no longer Raheem Morris. Listen, Temple's own from Philly. No, done. You come up with all this logic about why we shouldn't do this play. Is it a coincidence that Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills couldn't master the play? He tried to do it. So was he worried about injury when he was doing it? No, man. This is Matt LaFleur, all of them, man. I'm done. I just don't understand. I mean, I've been watching football for many years. I've just never seen this.
Tony,
I've never seen it. And I think that obviously it got pushed to May because Goodell hates to play. He wants an outlaw. This is like politics. They're going to go around and they're going to get everybody to vote on this thing in May. It's going to be gone, and I just don't understand it.
Tony, to quote the late, great Meatloaf, you took the words right out of my mouth because McDermott tried running this. I mean, the other team that ran it the second highest number of times in the NFL was Buffalo. Yes. And Kansas City stopped them every single time in the AFC Championship game. So I could not agree with you any more on that. I don't like the play. I personally don't like that in that playoff game against Washington when the Commanders were jumping the line of scrimmage. The refs, I thought that was crap with if they do it again, we'll award Philly the touchdown. No, because if Philly wants to keep running it, let Washington keep trying to jump it. I don't care if it turns into a bleep show. But that said, the hypocrisy from McDermott is laughable. And I agree with your sentiment there 1,000%. I will say this, because the Eagles have had so much success lately, a lot of former Eagles assistant coaches are now head coaches. And that actually might help you guys, those guys not, potentially wanting to turn their backs on Sirianni. Do you feel any better about it because so many head coaches across the league are from the Eagles tree?
No. Here's why. Because I secretly think that they're going to go against it because they're like, you know what? Like, this is an unstoppable play. So now we already have most of the votes. So now they can sneak in and be those extra votes, be like, I wasn't going to change it anyway, right? So, like, the McDermott thing, Joe, again, I would love somebody to ask McDermott. Like you just said, you don't like the play because of other reasons. I would go with that. Like, I'd be fine with that. But when McDermott says it's because of catastrophic injury, when he did it himself, that means he was trying to get his own players injured all year.
Right. You've got Josh Allen with a historic contract there, and you're running it, and you're talking to – no, I agree. Hey, look, McDermott – I mean, come on, you heard the Al-Qaeda remark. The guy doesn't always say the right thing. No. I saw the NFL was exploring a game played in the Middle East, and the memes about McDermott were hilarious.
That's when social media wins.
Absolutely. It's a cesspool 99% of the time, brother, but that is when it's hilarious. Tony, as always, appreciate the time, appreciate the picks. Thanks so much for hopping on.
Thanks, man. See you next week.
Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Rise with Tony. Check out the Tony Cutillo Show. Wherever you get your podcasts on YouTube, you can hear him on SiriusXM Fantasy Radio from time to time. Check his picks on Odds Shopper. Our guy Tony Cutillo is absolutely everywhere. Got into a little football there. Might do a little more after the break. The NFL just announced they're taking over Christmas, baby. More Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo up next.
Cashing out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with me, Joe Ceraulo, taking you through the late hours of your Tuesday night into Wednesday morning here on the program. Great guests, been a great show thus far. Our guy Tony never disappoints, always brings the heat, no matter the league. Football, hoops, baseball. Love the baseball plays. More on that to come. Hunter Green on the bump. I'm looking at this Wednesday slate. I'm salivating. Hunter Green, Paul Skeens, Cole Reagans, Freddie Peralta, those two going head-to-head. Rubber match there with Kansas City, Milwaukee. Brewers just got their first win of the year, 1-4 now. Sonny Gray going for the Cardinals, opposite Yusei Kikuchi. Pablo Lopez for Minnesota going up against Sean Burke, the opening day starter for the White Sox. Delivered a gem opening day in that win over Kikuchi and the Angels. Mackenzie Gore, speaking of gems, going for the Nats. You see some games on your screen there. Garrett Crochet, the $170 million man. First outing since the contract. Zach Gallen trying to right the ship against Carlos Rodon and the Yanks. D-backs took game one there. Bryce Elder, season debut for Atlanta against Blake Snell and the Dodgers. Goodness, are we going to take the Dodgers for a sweep of Atlanta? Is that what Wednesday is going to lead to? Just went final seconds ago. Dodgers 3, Braves 1. LA 7-0, Atlanta 0-6. Atlanta money line looked good. See, this is what I love about this program. We get the opening lines. The markets move so much between when we're on air and, afterwards we go to sleep the next morning, you wake up. It's like we were doing this show yesterday. Braves opened plus $1.45 here at Circa. Best price by far that I saw money line for Atlanta. Now, it was a losing ticket. Doesn't matter. But it was plus 130 most shops, plus 145 here at Circa. Closed right around plus 105. Chris Sale pitching made sense. What does that mean? It means you got great CLV on the Dodgers if you waited. If you waited, Dodgers value as that near to pick 'em late was great because they went down 1-0, as we said when they were down 1-0 in the fifth inning. Plus 140, the fact that they've limited the damage to 1-0 and Chris Sale will be out of the game soon, that's enticing. I wish I bet it. Dodgers win 3-1. Could have gotten them plus 140 on the money line if you took it live in the fifth inning. Chris Sale gets the loss for Atlanta. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned, 5 Ks, loses his K prop on the hook. 87 pitches, struggled in the fifth. He was through 65 pitches. So struggled in the fifth, got yanked. Dustin May goes 5 terrific innings, 1 run, none earned, 6 Ks, 81 pitches, back from injury. Doesn't get the win. Anthony Banda gets the win for LA. He pitched the top of the 6th. Bullpen was nails for the Dodgers, continues to be nails. Tanner Scott, the save, his second of the young season. Mookie Betts, 2-run homer in that 3-run 6th. LA, all their scoring came in the 6th. Betts hit a 2-run homer, driving in Ohtani, and then Will Smith knocked in Tommy Edman later on that inning. How about Mookie Betts? Guy couldn't keep down solid food for over 2 weeks. I believe it was 17 days. Lost 25 pounds, got down from $175, which is already light as hell to begin with, to 150. And now he's got, 3 home runs this year? I mean, how about it? That game he had Friday night against the Tigers, 2 home runs in the game, was absolutely sensational. Another one, a go-ahead game-winning homer in this one. I mean, look, you can hate the Dodgers. That's allowed. That's fine. You can't hate Mookie Betts. He is as likable as anyone. Guy wasn't even ready for opening day. He was so sick. He's hitting .375 on the young season, slugging .938. Going to try to attempt some quick math here. I believe he's got an OPS of just under 1,400. How do you not love that guy? Mookie Betts, absolutely incredible. What a Wednesday slate in baseball. I can't wait. I think the Dodgers go for the sweep. Put the Braves out of their misery. Let's see what the best lines are. VSiN.com. You want to shop around? Best lines, mobile market, and in town. No site provides a better, easier way to shop around than VSiN.com. And folks, you can take VSiN with you anywhere, anytime. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber today. Stay connected to the action wherever you go with the new and improved VSiN Watch app. It's available on your phone, tablet, and smart TV. With the VSiN Watch app, you get 24/7 live access to our audio and video streams, replays of your favorite shows like Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo, so you never miss a moment. Big screen streaming straight to your smart TV and more. So watch VSiN anywhere. Download the VSiN Watch app today. Let's look at this Braves-Dodgers game. Is it posted? Might not even be up yet. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on the VSiN website yet. So we'll wait for that to get posted. Oh, no, here it is. It was for some reason. I mean, I'm looking at the bottom of the list because it's one of the latest games of the day. But it was right up there towards the top. That's the run line. Let's pull up a money line. Dodgers, minus 220. Not posted at Circa yet. 220 seems to be the mean. I'm seeing anywhere between 210 and 240. A lot of 220s, though. Maybe not the mean, but the mode. How about that? What was that, 6th grade math? Mean, mode, median? Yeah, 220 looking like the most common number on the money line. Blake Snell opposing Bryce Elder. I mean, it's hard to get a run line on a home team. It's against my religion. We did it with the Phillies, cashed out. What would the run line be? Yeah, you're laying 15 cents on the run line for the Dodgers, for a home team that you'd be sacrificing 3 outs. That's always a little risque. But we'll see. Maybe we get there. I don't know. The Braves are in disarray. 0-6 to start the season. Unbelievable. Dodgers, 7-0. Can they get there? Can they break Seattle's record? What was it, 116? Adam, correct me if I'm wrong on the 116. Can the Dodgers get there? Fresh off a year where they win it all? Their first real World Series since 1988? I don't count the Mickey Mouse COVID crap. None of that bubble crap. First 162 game season World Series for the Dodgers since 1988. Can they follow that up by breaking the Mariners record? That would be insane. Seattle got 116. Dodgers need 110 to go. If they go 110 and quick math, 110 and 46, 110 and 45 the rest of the way, they'll be there. Could you imagine? 110 and 45 the rest of the way. Who's going to stop them? Atlanta looks awful, and Bryce Elder's not good. Look at Bryce. I mean, he had that rookie season. I believe he made the All-Star team. Since then, second half of, what was that, the 2023 campaign? Second half of 23, all of 20. I mean, Bryce Elder, he's like a pitch-to-contact guy who doesn't really have plus stuff. He's young. He's 25. He doesn't throw all that hard. Relies on ground balls. Had the strong first half, 2023. Opens up the year, right up until 4th of July, he's 7-1 with a 2.45. Finished the year 12-4 with a 3.8. Now, that's a good season for a youngster. I believe that was his rookie campaign. But to go from a 2.45 July 3rd to a 3.8 finish, finished 5-3 with, I don't even know what his ERA was. Month by month, July it was 6, August it was 5, September it was 5.5 in 2023. 2024, he stunk. 2-5 with a 6.5 ERA. I mean, the guy's not good. I know some people say never lay juicy prices in baseball because it's a day-to-day sport, but I mean, minus $2 with the Dodgers almost feels like it's a bit of a steal. When you look at that pitching matchup, Snell versus Elder. I mean, what's the Dodgers lineup going to do to this guy? Going to send him home crying with his tail between his legs. 48 at-bats against him. 14 for 48. 4 homers. Muncy's taken him deep. Ohtani's taken him deep. Mookie has taken him deep. Andy Pajes has taken him deep. Yeah, I mean, maybe you go run line minus the 15 cents. Let's see what the Braves have done against Blake Snell. Can't imagine those numbers are too pretty against the Cy Young Award winner. Lineups down, Jurickson Profar. Braves against Blake Snell, 7 for 47. It's a $149 clip, 19 strikeouts. My goodness. What's 19 strikeouts in a 47 at-bats? 40% of their at-bats? 40.5% of Atlanta's at-bats against Snell and in a punchy. Austin Riley, 0 for 5, 4 Ks. Ozuna, 2 for 6, only guy with an average above 250, 3 Ks. Olsen, 2 for 14, 5 Ks. Arcia, 1 for 4, 3 Ks. Yeah. Dodgers run line has to be the play, minus 115, 8 million rupees. Lock it in. More cashing out with Joe Ceraulo up next. We're going to dive deeper into Wednesday's MLB slate on the other side. You don't want to miss it. You're locked into VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.